Hi, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon, and this is episode 48. At least I believe it is. I want to start off with a big hello to all the new members who have joined the group and the new viewers, and a big thank you to all of you that keep coming back week after week. So, the knit-alongs are moving right along. It's so much fun hearing people talk about the yarn they have picked out for their piggies or seeing the yarn. There's even been some finished ones, and I remembered to bring one and bring it over here and set it so I could see. So January's toy knit-along is Priscilla, the persnickety pig. And this one is in Dancing Dog Dye Works. The variegated is Squeal Like a Pig, and the pink is Raspberry. So you can make fun colored piggies or solid piggies. It's all good. And we do have a skein of Dancing Dog Dye Works for one of the prizes for the knit-along. It is not Squeal Like a Pig. It's called You Can Fly, which is kind of funny because, you know, people say when pigs fly, you can fly. Anyway, so it's like light pink and like a periwinkle and a blue, and I think maybe some green. I really don't want to undo it because, I'd really like the winner to get it packaged so nice and pretty. A little smushed in the packaging, but it's pretty. It is her Walt's Worst, so you'd make a fabulous toy with it. And then our cable knit-along for, this is a January and February knit-along. It's part of the Technique series I'm doing this year. It's the first one of the year. And we have some items for that being worked on and some that are finished. And like I said, I am perfectly fine with projects that are already started as long as there is still cabling to do on them. So you can't like get through the cabling part and then just have like some stockinette or garter stitch or something done. There still has to be cabling done so you can brush up on your technique. And I got a prize in the mail for that. Diane, who is the lovely DP Temple on Ravelry, sent a skein of Yarn Pirate. It is called Cosette. It is superwash merino and tencel, 365 yards of a fingering weight. And this is so pretty. It is this beautiful soft pink, and it goes into kind of a, it's not quite purple. It's like a pinky purple, and then into like a gray. And this is so soft and pretty. So a huge thank you to Diane. Oh, and we had another prize that is being donated. Melissa, who is mostly munchies, for the Priscilla the Persnickety Pig knit-along, made a cute little pouch. I think it's like a notions pouch, and there's some stitch markers and stuff. But what she's going to do is the winner of that is going to have it sent direct from her. I don't have my iPad handy, or I'd show you, but it's cute. It's a little pouch with little pink piggies on it. It's cute. Trust me. So, I feel like I've lost my head. I still cannot find my show notes, notebook. So I'm totally flying without notes today. It's so nice. My husband's back at work and the kids are now back in school, and I feel like life is getting back to normal finally after the holidays. We did have Christmas with my bestie over the weekend. With her crazy schedule and our crazy schedule, we just didn't have time to connect before Christmas. So that was so much fun. She came, her and her husband were here all evening, and they didn't leave till like the wee hours of the morning, and they live kind of far. And it was so nice to hang out with her, because it's like I can bounce ideas off her, you know. It's so nice. When she's here, and she'll be here for hours, we just sit at my dining room table, and we always think, oh, we're going to do something, like work on projects and craft and stuff, and we end up just talking and getting absolutely nothing done. So, it's really nice. I got her to join Weight Watchers with me. I actually just explained to her how it worked and show her, because they came for dinner. And we always cook together, so that's really fun. And so she loved it so much she joined. So I have a buddy, and I want to thank everybody who sent PMs, posted stuff in the weight loss and health thread in the RetroLemonStudio group, and people on Plurk who have just been so supportive. Like, I mean, not that I didn't think that knitters were supportive to begin with, but the fact that so many people went out of their way to tell me their stories, to just be like, yeah, I'm totally there with you. Just being frustrated with everything else you've tried. And I just really thank you so much. Like I said, I'm not going to be like all spokesperson-y and everything, but it's been a big hot topic for, like I said, messages and stuff and things in the group for the last week. So thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for the encouragement. So, okay, real quick, I had my first weigh-in Monday, and I'm down 8.2 pounds in the first week. So, totally stoked about that, and I just feel so great about it, because so far this is working for me. I can work this into my lifestyle, and I don't feel cheated for anything. I can eat almost all the regular foods I normally do. It's all, you know, portion size, and there's some stuff that I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so not healthy, and so I've just cut it out. So, but like I said, just thank you. All of your encouragement just feels amazing and is a big help in a big way. So, on to finished objects. I have two, and I can't show you either of them. So, the first one, my bestie, I find her hard to shop for. She doesn't understand why. She's like, I'm easy to shop for, but I feel the same way about me, and she thinks I'm hard to shop for. So, I looked everywhere. I went to Joann, I looked at stuff online, and I just could not, in the long run, think of something to buy her. I'm like, I know she has tons of craft books. I can't remember which one she has. I don't know. And she's not really a knitter. She sews more, and I'm like, how do you just buy somebody some fabric? With fabric, I like to have a thought of what I'm going to do with it. So I made her some fetching fingerless mittens. And if I remember, I will put them in here, because they have cables on them. So there's my contribution to the technique knit along. Although I definitely would like to get something else cabled in. But I thought they'd be perfect for her. She's always on the go. You can still use your fingers and stuff. And she loved them. She absolutely loved them. We had gone to Pittsburgh, fall of 2011. I can't say last year because it's a new year. Anyways, so it's been over a year. And it was yarn that I had bought with her, and so I made it using that in a color that I knew she'd like. And then the other one is one of my samples for the Dancing Dog Dye Works Monster Mania Club is done, and I'm finishing the final one. So I can't show you that either. So moving on to works in progress, as I said, my last sample for the Dancing Dog Dye Works is on the needles. I'm hoping to finish up today or tomorrow at the latest and get it typed up. Besides that, I decided to do the, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I decided to do the Downton Abbey knit along that Jimmy Bean's Wool is doing. So I'm going to show you the first clue. So if you don't want to see it for whatever reason, you want to knit with the mystery knit along and you just haven't got to clue 1 yet, you might want to look away for a few minutes. Because I'm going to show it to you now. Okay, so it is this. It's kind of hard to see. I kind of think the pattern would have done better on a solid or more tonal yarn, because this is very variegated, and it's supposed to be like a rosebud lace. Let's see. It's kind of hard to see. I don't even know the best way to show it to you. It's supposed to basically be fingerless mitts. It has another name. It starts with a G. Somebody yell it out to me. I can't remember. It starts with a G. Anyways, I kind of was... Okay, I was hoping it would be made out of a cowl because this stuff is super warm. And this is the Lorna's Laces with the Sport Mate. And it's supposed to, like, keep your temperature comfortable. Like, not let you get too hot, but not let you get too cold. It has the Outlast... What is it? Outlast in it. And anyways, it's the Christmas at Downton colorway. Because there were clues. There were clues that, oh, it's knitted in the round. And so it's not socks and it's not a hat. So I was kind of hoping for a cowl, but I kind of figured it would be a cowl or fingerless mitts. Those were my two guesses. And then there was another hint when she was talking about Gage, because everyone was kind of freaking out because she wasn't going to give Gage until like the day of or a couple days before or whatever. And then there was another clue that it was something that her favorite character wears a lot on the show. So I knew a cowl was out. So then I was like, oh, it's fingerless mitts. I love fingerless mitts, but I've already made myself several pairs. I made a whole bunch for Christmas. Kind of fingerless mitted out. So, yeah. So this is like up to here. And I don't know, it seems big to me. I don't know if I can squeeze my hand and wrist through it. Yeah, it's a little big. I mean, I'm assuming, I think this is the right hand mitt. Yeah, I think so. I think, but oh well, it's on my left hand, it'll work. But anyways, I'm assuming because it's a crochet cast on edge that you're going to come and pick this up. But I am just... not loving it. And then, of course, it's sport weight yarn. Sport weight yarn is probably my least favorite weight yarn ever. I don't know. It's too thick for socks and shawls, and I'm just like, what the heck are you supposed to do with it? I'm either a fingerless weight or a worsted weight, or fingerling weight or a worsted weight kind of girl. Not really keen on sport weight or DK, and lace weight's okay. I know it has a purpose. It's lace weight. You make lace with it. But I like the colorway, and these are totally not my colors, per se. There's plum, there's a gray, there's a real deep, like, charcoal. It's not black. It's very dark, dark gray, like I said, like a charcoal, sage, a dark aqua-ish teal. Nothing I would have ever bought myself. I bought this strictly so I could do the knit along, and now I'm kind of like, And then the one problem I have is that it says you need ribbon that you tie. There's a little bit of eyelets here on the back side. And I guess you have to weave ribbon in. We weren't told that ahead of time. I would have liked to have known how many yards and the width of the ribbon, and she could have said in a coordinating or contrasting color or something, because I don't have the ribbon. I don't really have anywhere here to get ribbon at, so I don't know. Anyways, like I said, maybe I'm going to go on and see what Clue 2 holds and see if I like it any better, and if not, I'm just frogging this puppy. Because I don't believe in making something that I don't absolutely like at all. You might as well frog it and reuse the yarn. Especially at $20 a skein or however much it was. Like I said, and I only bought it because I was intrigued. I need to learn no more mystery knit-alongs. That's my problem. Anytime I've done a mystery knit-along, I've hated the project. I'm like, I mean, I guess because they're always like, I don't know. Maybe if I don't know. If there was somebody that I totally trusted to do a mystery knit-along, I might. But the 2 or 3, I think I've done 3, that I've done, and then I just thought, oh, mystery knit-along sounds like fun. Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking. So then my other works in progress is my vodka lemonade. I did not get as far on it as I wanted to, only because I had other things to make this week. But I got the collar done. So the collar is folded down so you can kind of see. And it's folded around. So it's kind of scrunched on this needle. But this would be the front. And this would be the back. And it is knit out of Knit Picks, City DK. DK. I think it's the first time I've ever really bought DK. And it is in the lemon curd colorway. I love knitting with this. This is just so soft. Now it does have like these little stray like hairy pieces. And I always want to like pull them out. But it doesn't bother me. Like I said, I do that sometimes with the tweed too. Like if there's like a little piece of tweed that really sticks out, I just want to like pick it off. But oh, it's so soft. I mean, I cannot wait to have this done. I want to hurry up and get it done so bad so I can wear it while it's still cold. So, yay, my vodka lemonade. And that is all I have on the needles. I really need to pick up some of my other works in progress I didn't finish from last year. It's totally on the to-do list. So, moving on to Yarny goodness. I have Yarny goodness. And I'm like, so I was thinking this year, okay, I totally need to go on a yarn diet. So none of this was bought in 2013. It was all bought before the end of the new year. I happened to catch the Hiwassee Creek Dye Works update, and she had skeins of the Knit Pearl Girl colorway in the Sassafras self-striping sock. It is approximately 390 yards, superwash merino and nylon, and this is soft. I love how this feels. I think it's going to be great to knit up and even better to wear. So it is bright lime green, bright bubblegum pink, a really bright tangerine orange, and a grapey purple. And even though I'm not a purple person, it really, all four of these colors just look absolutely wonderful together. So, and then the great thing is that 30% of the price of the yarn goes to Carrie Knit Pearl Girl's family. So I wanted to grab a skein of that. I'm not sure if there'll be socks for me or my daughter. All of a sudden my daughter's like, I don't like hand knit socks. I'm like, what? She's like, they just don't fit as well as my Hanes socks. And I'm like, oh, how could you say that? So there'll probably be socks for me. But that's okay. And then I got a Knit Picks order. Because I wanted to make my vitamin D, which you saw the bright aqua yarn for that last week. I did not have the needle size I needed. So I kind of started putting stuff in my cart of some stuff that I needed. And next thing I know, I have enough for an order. So anyone who hasn't heard, Knit Picks is getting rid of their Felici Sport. Not the regular fingering, the sport weight yarn. So I had to grab some because that is the sock yarn my husband likes the best. I don't like it because I think they're way too thick. I made myself one pair of the Felici Sport socks, and they are the pair I never wear. They're too thick for me. But he really likes it. He thinks they're nice and thick and heavy and warm. So I could swear one time I was looking at it, and he said he liked this. And it's the colorway Dockside. So I ordered it, and he was like, no. So it's like a heathered blue, a solid blue, a gray, a heathered red, and a solid red. So, who knows? Maybe he likes it, maybe he doesn't. He might come around to it. But then I had asked him to pick out a couple to make socks with. And I threw the Dockside in the cart only because I was like, I needed a few more dollars to get to the free shipping. I thought, oh, I'll get him some more sock yarn. Anyways, he picked out the monochrome, which goes from a black to a gray, just as you would assume. And he picked out Stream Bed. So it is shades of brown. There's a dark brown, a medium brown, and a light taupe color, and just like one little stripe of a soft blue. I was surprised this is what he picked. There was another one called Kingpin that is what I thought he'd like. He didn't like it. Go figure. So that's it for the Yarny goodness, and as I said, I did get some tools of the trade while I was on Knitpicks. I can never find my blocking pins, so I did buy an extra set, and I need to find a safe place to put these. So I got some more T-pins. I got some bent tip needles because these ones are my favorite because there's a little one. I use the little bent tip needle more than any. I don't think I've ever used the big one. The big one is just too big and bulky for me. So my little one, I actually am wearing the finish off of it. I use it so much with all this, you know, limbs and stuff I do. So I got another pair just to have a backup because they're super affordable. They're $1.99 for a set of 3. And then I got a size 2 32-inch fixed needle because I don't have one. I'm like, how do I not have one? I have no idea. So Knitpicks Harmonies because that's all I use. I also got a size 3 32-inch and a size 3 40-inch for my vitamin D. Because just a call out there for designers who knitwear, stuff like that. If you could put a recommended cable length, I would really appreciate that. Because I don't like having a cable that's way too long and I have all this extra cable, but I don't like having them too short where it's too crowded either. Just a little note. And then lastly, I bought a crochet hook. They finally came out with a Harmony Wood crochet hook. Now, the thing about crocheting, because I used to crochet a lot. That's what I started off doing. The metal needles they hurt my hands. There's no bend to them. There's no nothing. And then I know they make metal needles with the wood handles, but those would just seem too big and bulky in my hand. So I was really excited. And I know somebody else makes, Clover makes wood hooks, bamboo hooks. And I think the problem with that was the little groove, the hook, wasn't deep enough. I think is what I didn't like about it. Anyways, these have a very nice deep little groove for the hook. See, I haven't even taken it out yet. I bought a size I because in March and April we will be doing the crocheting as our technique to our kind of expand our techniques, kind of knit along. And I was surprised so many people were like, yay, crochet. Because I know there are knitters out there who hate to crochet. But sometimes it's just necessary. So, I want to make, and there's a little flat spot here. That's nice to put your thumb. I want to make my kids all crocheted Afghans for Christmas this year. Because I have this great big, I have like, it's like 100 or like 110 gallon tub. Yeah, picture how big that is. A tub of Red Heart. Before I knew better. Before I knew that there were other things out there. Before I knew what a yarn shop was. Like, there was an actual yarn shop that had nice luxury yarns. I have a ton of it. I used to get it on sale. And I want to use it up. It's perfectly good stuff. I do like Red Heart blankets. They're super warm. They soften up so nice after they're washed. So I got an I because that's what I use for the pattern I'm going to be using. So I really like it. It's really smooth. Hopefully it'll help me from having a hurt wrist. Then on to book reviews. I have 2 book reviews because I have no spinning this week. No fiber came, no nothing. So nothing spinning related. I picked up The Big Book of Socks. It is by Kathleen Taylor. It says there are 75 original patterns. The Big Book of Socks, the ultimate Beyond the Basics Guide to Knitting Socks. It retails for $24.95. I paid nowhere close to that. I don't know if I'm going to keep this book or not, honestly. I might use it as a prize. This book has been on my, like, list of books that I wanted for, I don't know, a couple years now. I used to think, oh, I want to knit all kinds of socks, and I have just learned I like plain vanilla socks. Plain vanilla socks make me happy. But I saw I got a ridiculously good deal on it, and I thought I'd just go through, and there's socks. There's waisted work socks. There's fingering weight socks. There's tube socks. There's, I mean, really a ton of different patterns, and there's no way I'd have time to even come close to showing you all of them, or even most of them. So I thought I'd just pick out some fun ones. Okay, here, there's ruffle socks. Now, I don't know why. I wouldn't wear them now, but I have a love for ruffle socks. So you can see the ruffles up here. Now, these are not the colors I would do them in. If I did ruffle socks, they'd be really bright and colorful. But I think they're cute. Like I said, I don't know that I'd necessarily knit them now. There would have been a day when I would have totally knit them and worn them. There's also a pattern for watermelon striped socks. So there is self-striping sock yarn that I've seen that's kind of pricey. But if you like to do color work and you have shades of pinks and greens and stuff in your stash, you could make watermelon socks. Now this was one of my misses. I just had to show this because I'm like, it looks like the sock has a disease. They're bobble socks. And they have these like bobbles around the top here. And I just think it looks like they have weird growths on them. And then I really like this cable sock. It looks so warm and cozy. It almost looks like it would be too thick for my liking. But since we're doing cables this month, I thought, oh, that's a nice looking cable sock. And then, sock with, it just says Argyle at the top, which, if I were to make an Argyle sock, it would probably be one like this, because I wouldn't be able to do the Argyle all over the whole socks, even though I am a huge fan of Argyle socks. And then this next one I love. If I liked to do color work and I was good at it, I would make these socks in a heartbeat. They are so bright and colorful, and I love the snowflakes, and I love that they're snowflakes, and there's no, like, it's not overly winterish. There's orange, and a lime green, and a white, and kind of like a taupe, and a brown, and a blue, a dark blue. But I love that the snowflake is around the cuff, at the top, right under the cuff. It's on the heel, and it's on the toe. I'm like, those are adorable socks, and they're on the front cover, too. So there's also a sideways knitted sock that is shown here. I just flipped through the book when I was trying to mark it, and I couldn't find it. But if you're definitely into socks and you want to knit all kinds of color work socks and cable socks, and you would like patterns for lace weight, or not lace, fingering weight and worsted weight, and I mean, they have 2 needle socks, but you do have to seam them. There's just so many ways if you want to explore different ways to make socks than the traditional magic loop or double pointed needle way. And then what I really liked about this book is in the back, there's an appendix. And it has like afterthought heels, flaps and gussets, and it gives you setup instructions and like basically it'll walk you through how to do the different toes and heels. There's also a glossary, a really good glossary that, I don't know, I think it really gives you good definitions. So and it gives you the resources for all the yarns used. So if you're looking for a good guide to a variety of different types of socks, I think this would be a great book to pick up. And then the last book I have to review is a total guilty pleasure. And some of you may laugh. If hooks could kill. This is a crochet murder mystery series. So back in like June, I had the knitting murder mystery. So I don't remember when this came out. I think this came out like at the end of last year. Like October maybe? Anyways, this is the 7th in the series. I've been reading the series since it came out. I think I pre-ordered the first one because I was crocheting at the time and I was like, oh, a crochet murder mystery, right? So it is by Betty Hetchman. It retails for $24.95 in hardcover. I think I paid about half that on Amazon. And when I bought this, I pre-ordered the new Maggie Sefton book, which is like the 9th or 10th one in the series or something like that. There's quite a few. I can't remember what it's called, but it comes out June 4th of this year. So I pre-ordered that one as well, because they're campy little books, and they're total like vacation reading, and I mean, they're not gory or anything, and so like I said, they're my guilty pleasures. And then I also pre-ordered the new Debbie McComber Blossom Street series books called Something New, and it comes out early April. So I just bought all 3 books, and it's kind of nice because the 2 are pre-orders, so I'll get billed for those as they ship. But yeah, and then there's always a recipe and a pattern or 2 in the back. So it's fun. It takes place in California. And the girl works at a bookstore, but there's like a yarn or a like crochet club that meets in the bookstore and like the craft department, and you know, like I said, it's it's right along the lines of like all the other stuff like this. I enjoy the characters. I mean, the writing is what it is. And it's kind of funny because this is the 7th one in the series, and they didn't start coming out in hardbacks until like I think the 5th one or something like that, the 4th or 5th. So my first few were in paperback, and then I have the rest. Like I said, guilty pleasure. I always pre-order them. I don't know how I missed a pre-order for that one. So yay for campy little books with cheesy little storylines, and I love it. I'm really excited about the Debbie McComber book because I think it's been a while. I think it's like the 8th book in the series or something like that, but there's the main Blossom Street books that take place at the yarn shop, and this is the 5th, I think, of those. And then there's side ones. There's like Susanna's Garden, and there's one about a road trip, and I haven't read those. I just read the main books. So anyways, just a reminder, keep those knit-along projects going along. A huge thank you again to the people who have sent prizes. If you would like to send a prize, please contact me, and I will get you the P.O. Box number, and you can drop it in the mail. That's it for me this week. Hopefully I'll have more to show you next week. So it's been just crazy here, trying to get back to normal. So I am Jenna. I am on Ravelry, Plurk, Twitter, Pinterest, Craftsy, on I'm RetroLemon on all of those. And until next week, I will see you then. Bye.